let's just get into the deck profile for the deck that I used the other day at Locals. This is the deck that we built on stream, the Sky Striker Drytron build. So I started off with 3 Alpha, 3 Zeta, 1 Gamma, 1 Delta, and then 1 Nutu. So really basic with the names, not too many, because I wanted to play more spells to be able to resolve my engage to draw a bonus card to add consistency. It did not work like that at all. The ritual monsters, we really cut these down. 1 Dad, 1 Little Chicken, 1 Ben 10, and then 1 Illusion of Chaos. I posted a couple videos about why you should play the Magician Souls package. Speaking of Magician Souls, I've got 1 here, and then the Vanity's Ruler as the last monster. Next up, we have some hand traps. 1 Nib, 1 Ash, 1 Ogre, 2 Droll, 1 Infinite Impermanence. So obviously the ratios in Drytron make it so that you can't play a ton of hand traps without sacrificing consistency. But I brought my tablet downstairs, and we're going to take a look at a hypergeometric calculator, and we're going to see what will give us the best chance. But remember, by playing the Magician Souls package, we do increase our odds of being able to play, because this can actually help you play with 1 name. So we're going to take that into consideration, or at least we're going to try to take that into consideration when we're building our follow-up deck. I did opt to play the Harpy's Featherstorm as our thrust target, because usually you can get 2 bodies on board, and Kiki Nagashi Fucho, this will buy you 1 turn, essentially, because your opponent can't activate monster effects. Next up, consistency. So 1 for 1 is crazy. You can bring out your new 2. I wasn't focused on the fairy aspect in this strategy because it just couldn't fit with the Sky Striker package. So I opted to go heavier into the new 2. So this is always going to be live for you because you're not ritual summoning anything but machines. Foolish Burial. I did also opt to play Where Art Thou. If you can get a monster on the board, like even with your engage package, because Hornet Drones is a level 1 monster, Where Art Thou can search you any missing piece that you're missing, like any name. But obviously I'm going to cut this garbage. Next up, 3 Cyber Emergency, because this is an emergency, just for consistency. 2 Nova, and then 1 field spell. Then to go with that, I did play the 1 Medionis Drytron ritual spell. Then for the Sky Striker package, I wanted to keep the card count low, so I only opted to play 2 Sky Striker Mobilize Engage, 1 Hornet Drones, and 1 Widow Anchor. This was a mistake. Don't bother playing this. I mean, it's really cool going second, but you need Engine in this deck, and it's just the unfortunate fact of that. But like I said earlier, we're going to take a look at the hypergeometric calculator. I'm going to actually show you guys how to use that, and then we can go from there. Then I played 2 Thrusts, 1 Talents, and then for protection, so you see all these one-of hand traps and stuff. I did play the 3 Crossout Designator, and then the 1 Called by the Grave. I think this came out to 42 or 43, but yeah, it did not do it for me, unfortunately. Next up, the extra deck that I played. Sky Striker Ace token for our Hornet Drones. We played, for XYZ monsters, 2 Mubeta Fafnir, 1 Kiki Nagashi Fucho, the Downward Magician, and the Zeus. Then for Links, we played the 1 Relinquished Anima, rest in peace to Link Karibo. 1 Sky Striker Ace Kagari. This is the only Sky Striker monster that you needed with that package. And it was cool to either add back Hornet Drones or add back Engage. That's all the Link 1s. Next up, we played a few Link 2s. Cross Sheep is really good because the ritual effect, you get to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Dynamondo. As I showed you guys in the video about why it's really good to play the Magician Souls package in Drytron. I go into Dynamondo, and you're able to have a lot of options going first against your opponent. This is a really good board that you could play. I wonder how many people will play Glads at TGS. I don't know. Depends. IP Masquerena and SP Little Knight. These are just mainstays. Shout out to Team Bad Cards. Next up, we played Phoenix as our last Link 2. For Link 3s, we played the Nightmare Unicorn. We played one Link 4, Access Code Talker. I missed Boral Sword, but in this scenario, you have a bunch of different attributes, and that helps a lot with Access Code Talker. And you could pop back row. That's why we decided on stream last time to play Access Code Talker. And then finally, Underworld Goddess of the Closed World for just outing crazy stuff. Finally, let's get into the side deck. Side deck, we do have some spice. 2 Raw Sphere mode. This just outs like entire boards. It's like Dark Ruler, except like this gets like your opponent's. It just like clears your opponent's board for you, and you don't really need your normal summon. So I like Raw Sphere mode a lot. 1 Lancia, it's searchable off of your Ben 10, so if you need to go up against a Banish deck or like Malice or just anything that plays Shifter, this will be really good for you. Even the Ritual Beasts. Next up, Harpy Cellular Duster, a really good thrust target. Then, what's really cool is Magical Spring. So, go second against any deck in the game now, and you're most likely going to be facing down some face-up spells and traps. My opponent was forced to negate this when I drew it going second against them, because it would have allowed me to draw 3 cards and discard 1 card in the draw phase. I really wish I had drawn Forbidden Droplet with it so that this could resolve, because you don't really care about the discard, but this card's just really crazy, this format, because of how many spells and traps are face up when you're going second against your opponent. So Magical Spring is really nice, especially in Drytron, where you don't mind discarding the Drytron names because you can activate them in Graveyard. Next up, 3 Forbidden Droplet, 3 Evenly Matched, and then the other 2 Harpy's Feather Storms. So that was the deck profile.